Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Bonky Kook here, aka the Lonely Achievement God, and we are in part 4, I believe, of the Zen playthrough of Wilmot's Warehouse, where we just kind of play through the game, showing off the relaxation portion of Wilmot's Warehouse. No, drive for achievements, no uh, glitches or expert mode or anything, just relaxing and enjoying ourselves as we move through the game. So, if you've been with me this entire time, Lord have mercy on you, how do you do it? We're going to be sorting the entirety of the warehouse. We finally got rid of our last couple of pillars in the end of the last part of this. And now we're going to be reorganizing the warehouse to better handle the end game deliveries. Because by the end of the game, we're going to have, close to 200 items, but we're going to be having like an average of 5 of each of those items. So we need to have a lot of room in order to sort everything. We need to be able to keep everything together so we know where items are located in the warehouse, and we need to keep moving lanes open so that we can deliver, sort, and grab the items we need easily. So what I tend to do, and again, this is my strategy, not anyone else's, I count from the top. And I believe the top to bottom is 42 blocks. And this is what I do then. These 2 blocks that I pulled out are where the walkway winds up being. I'm going to essentially have the warehouse broken into 4 quadrants. The red, orange, and white tiles in this upper right quadrant, all of the lighter blue tiles in this bottom right quadrant, the dark blue, purple, and dark purple tiles in the bottom left, and the yellow and dark yellow in the upper left. The patterns kind of move around depending on where we want them. At this point, all of the patterns I have kind of have a background to them or belong in a certain group in my opinion, so I don't really have a separate patterns area yet. And maybe in this playthrough we won't. There's no real way to tell. So these walkways are going to basically divide the quadrants up then. So we'll have rows of 10 starting from the end of the quadrant, or the end of the rows. And then we'll have walkways up and down. And then we will have, and I try to leave like 2 or 3 blocks here in between the next rows, and then we will have another row of 10. And then on this back row is where I put overstock and overflow. So like for these horseshoe or magnets or whatever these are, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. That is the 10th one. So we would take all of these, and they would just go up against this wall back here, because we're not going to be using them. As I think I mentioned earlier, I have never seen, and it might be possible, but I have never seen over the course of a quarter, I have never seen an item be asked for more of 10 of them. If we get an item that they asked for all 10 of these horseshoes, I have never seen another customer in the next phase ask for more of them. I could be wrong. If I have, it was maybe once I've seen that happen, so I don't sort expecting that to happen, I guess is the best way to put it. This will allow you to have 2 rows of 10. It will allow you to have lanes for you to flip the boxes out using the rotate power up, and then it will have lanes allowing you to bring the boxes back towards the center and up to the delivery. Excuse me, I might sneeze. I do tend to leave these upper the the rows up against the wall up here and down below open until the last possible moment, simply because it's another avenue to get back behind. And I do that all the way through. That way I can get to the overstock if necessary. But I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to start sorting everything. Unfortunately, I have about 28 minutes before I have to leave, so I'm hoping to be able to get all of this sorted and done before I have to finish this portion of the video. But we'll take a look here. I'm going to start sorting everything. I might be quiet, but I'm not going to mute the mic. There's probably going to be quite a few things that I need to mention to you guys as we go through all of this. In fact, I can already think of something right now. So right here, early on is not going to be a big deal, but you will run out of space. If you follow my method, I've just figured out ways to kind of manipulate things so that I manage to slip through. So I'm going to demonstrate what I do with this next delivery, the stock take delivery. So let's say we go down and there's a blue item. There's 2 blue items. So I would put my delivered blue items here. Later on, you might want to consider making 2 rows to put your delivery items. But you're not going to have enough time for a delivery phase to deliver each individual item to its location using this setup. So what I end up doing for the delivery phases is just delivering things to quadrants. So this is the blue quadrant delivery area. Up here would be the red, orange, white quadrant delivery area. Same thing on this side. You split them into quadrants and you just kind of sort the deliveries as kind of a pre-sorting process, and then you finish the sorting when you have started the stock take and you have an unlimited amount of time to go through. I have very rarely needed to grab items out of the sorting piles to finish a delivery, and as I'm sitting here saying this to you, you don't need to be perfect on every delivery. Like, you have a ton of leeway in order to move on in the game. So don't stress out about that. Just if you find a better method for sorting things, feel free to use it. Like, again, I'm just presenting this as the way I sorted my warehouse and did things. But in this case, so far, the red will probably go into the back row here, and we will leave the orange and white in the front. And then I always put the dark blue in the front down here, and then the purples in the back. Usually there's a little bit of overflow. And then with the yellows, I'll probably keep the bright yellows up front and put the dark yellows in the back. So I'm going to get started on that, and we'll see if there's anything I need to interject. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is, in fact, I might move that. This is kind of what it's going to look like. And I know it's very weird right now. It's super barren. I'm probably just going to move all of these back up here, actually. But in terms of allowing you to play the end game efficiently, this is my best way to do it. So early on, you're going to have a lot of holes here. You do have to kind of have a good memory to know exactly where things are as you're moving through. But what you're going to run into here is that you have plenty of room to organize things. Now, I left these for a couple of reasons. So this row right here is where the red, orange, and white blocks you get from deliveries will go in all the way over. These two rows right here are for items that don't have more than two in the warehouse. So the wizard hat would go down here once I start running out of room, because you will run out of room. So what I leave, and I might even downsize it a little more than that and make 4 rows here, 2 for deliveries and 2 for the less items with less than 3 in the warehouse. But you want to be able to have your bulk items around in the quadrants, and then I have the deliveries go here that I will sort into their proper rows once the stock take shows up. But I have 2 rows / columns, or 2 rows here designated for items that don't have a lot of items delivered. So less than 2, sometimes 3, depending on how things go at the end of the game, because you literally do start running out of room to do things. All of this by the end of the game will be filled up, and I will be struggling to get everything to the proper places. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to run through a quarter here, and that'll probably be the end of the video. These first couple, it does get significantly more difficult. Oh shoot, I missed a scissor. It does get significantly more difficult to be completely perfect. And I already messed it up. When you do this, there is no denying that. But again, the good news is you don't have to be perfect to do anything in this game. So we're done with that, and I can now show off my sorting skills. And what I mean by sorting. Okay, so here's what I do. This can get rough, depending on how many of a type of item you have coming in. If you're getting a ton of purples and blues, then this may overload each section, which is why you may have to build 2 unloading areas. Again, you're going to have to mix and match depending on what works for you. You might not even like this. You might think I'm the stupidest person alive for doing my sorting this way. And you might be right, but for me, it's worked since I started playing this game, so I continue to do it this way. And I can already tell we're going to run out of room, so maybe I should set up that second delivery area. Can't believe I missed that. Okay. So we need 10 of those. Yeah, we're gonna run out of room. Okay. So we're gonna ad-lib this. We don't really need to. Luckily, we did this early enough that we're not really gonna screw anything up by. Now, without a doubt, you could attempt to get all of the items, once you get to these later stages, to the rows that you need them in. I found more often than not that I ran out of time to do that, so. So this little pattern thing at the end is one of the patterns that I don't sort with the patterns. It is primarily light blue. So for me, I put it in the light blue area. You might be different. You might want your patterns together. That is entirely up to you. But I will be sorting it with the blue items instead of with a pattern grouping or a pattern organization, because again, some of the patterns just pop with a certain color to me, and I prefer to put them there. So, personal preference. He still only missed 1 star that phase, but it does get significantly more crowded and difficult to get there quickly. So we do have power or stars, so I'm going to unlock the strongest, just because it's the only one left that gives us any significant help for our playthrough. And at this point, everything else is up to you in whatever order you want to unlock them. I would probably guess that the manifest is the next useful item, but again, it's whatever you choose to do. So at this point, I would normally go through and start sorting everything out. Unfortunately, I am crunched for time, so I'm going to end the video here. I know this is a little shorter than we've been doing normally, but I'm going to end the video here, and when I pop back for the beginning of the next video, I will show you how I sort these out and keep the pathways clear while still allowing there to be a sorting area along the corners of these quadrants. So I appreciate you taking the time to check out my videos, and I will see you guys next time.